And we're going to talk a little bit, as usual, give you some tips about your advertising and your marketing. And today we have a special treat for you. Aubree and I recently had the chance to go to a great marketing conference. And so we got together and kind of took our highlights that we brought back from that and thought we're going to share that with you. So you, our customers, have some secret sauce, and we're not all keeping it to ourselves, because that's the whole point, right?
Yep, and these are things that are really hot right now.
Yes, and so the conference was really cool because there were a lot of big name brands. There was Facebook, there was Salesforce, and some other big companies, and really big brands that really know what they're doing. So don't think that everything they do you have to do, because they're on a much bigger scale, of course. But there are a lot of good tips that kind of go back to the core of marketing that you can consider, and we really want you to be aware of what's coming down the pipeline in the industry, right?
Yep.
As you are planning your marketing for 2018. And actually next month we're going to continue within that realm of marketing planning for the next year, and we're going to talk a little bit about marketing budget. And so today you're going to learn what to do. Next month you're going to learn on how to plan for that budget-wise.
This is more fun.
Yes, that is more fun. So really we have our main takeaways, and we're going to go ahead and get started right away and jump in. And so the first one that was just everywhere that everybody talked about was mobile first, right?
This is very important.
Yes, absolutely. So 58% of searches are on mobile devices today. Were you aware of that?
From the conference I was, but
before that,
this number was pretty shocking to me.
I agree.
It's pretty staggering. It's very evident. Just think about your own habits, your friends,
Right.
your family. Just think about what they're doing. People are on their phones all the time.
Absolutely,
In your pocket.
absolutely. And actually, they shared some more stats on how much time we spend on our phones. Actually, it was pretty funny because one of the guys asked you to take out your cell phone and then unlock it and then give it to your neighbor. And everyone's like, no way.
My phone, yeah.
Yeah, so that shows how tied we are to that cell phone, and it's everywhere all the time we go. So now it's actually translating into consumer habit, as not only the searches are not only on desktops, etc., but they're on our mobile phone. And actually, you found that nice little statistics.
Yep, more people on a smartphone than a toothbrush.
Yes.
Kind of gross.
Yes, it absolutely is, but so true apparently.
Sure.
And so what they were talking about is that on this graphic you can see that basically all of the searches that traditional are search engines like Google, Yahoo, whatever have you, are now really trumped by your social media, and people are doing searches for products and services on social media.
You need to be there.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. I think I saw one statistic that also showed that 80% of buying decisions today are based on what other people post about that business. Or
Very influential.
yes, huge. So a couple more statistics on that. 65% access their mobile phone while they're shopping, and they use their mobile phone to shop. So it's not just anymore, browsing your friend's history. It's really looking for specific things. And we talked about your phone is constantly with you. And then are you one of those people, the 50% that looks on their phone while they're watching TV?
Constantly. Constantly. Definitely me.
My husband does that, and it drives me crazy. I get mad at him for that. But to be fair, I do it myself, sometimes even without noticing.
Oh, yeah.
So if that doesn't tell you why you need to be on Facebook or any of the other social platforms, maybe take a look at your own habits, and hopefully you understand how important mobile is today. And they were talking about a really interesting thing about mobile versus regular desktop, and I was blown away. Facebook actually did some solid research on that.
Yes, a lot. They dealt with some psychology firms that do some consulting in this. They hook up, the monitors to where your eyes are going and things. They very
so
thorough.
This is actual science. They actually, to your point, he was talking about how they hook up, first of all, where you're looking, but then also your brain activity while you're browsing content on your smartphone. And do you want to tell us a little bit about what they found?
So they're trying to prove their point that mobile is very important, and probably more important than maybe your TV. You're more distracted when you're just watching your TV. You've got all kinds of things going on around you, and you're a lot more prone to be distracted by things going around. And then
Your dog running across.
absolutely, exactly. Your kid crawling across.
Yeah, my kid crawling across. That's right.
And then, you know, with your phone, you're more attentive to it. You know, it's right in front of your face, and you know,
Right.
well,
You're
likely.
actually looking at it. And what was interesting about this was also that they also afterwards did some tests about what parts of the brain got stimulated, and they actually found out that there were actually more positive responses to things on your smartphone versus your TV. And I'm not sure if that has to do with the distractions. They didn't go that far into detail, but I thought that was really fascinating that actually content on your phone, you associate that with more positive feelings than other content on your desktop or your TV. So
and you're engaging with it. You know, you're reading it, and
Right.
you know, if you're looking at your friend's post, you might be looking to like it or maybe comment on it. Whereas if you're watching the TV, there's no engagement there. You're just absorbing and just being entertained. Whereas I think being on a social media platform is something completely different.
absolutely, absolutely, which kind of brings us to the next point. So what does that mean for your marketing? Because obviously we need to be on mobile and we need to consider mobile, but how do we translate that now into marketing? Aubree, can you help us a little bit with that?
Sure. So, like this says, mobile is a consumer behavior. Like we just talked about, it's definitely a totally different experience. So we, as marketers, need to tailor our marketing accordingly. You need to make sure that your brands are engaged, your images are engaging to the viewers. Make sure that your brand is, you know, you're giving that, showing your personality, the face of your company with the viewer through social media. And then, like this last one says, keep it simple. Just like this ad here on the right, Nex-Tech TV better than bacon. That's pretty simple. You know, people are not looking at your ads for very long, or anything on Facebook. They're scrolling much quicker, even on mobile, than they were on desktop, which is still fast. I think when people are scrolling through on a desktop computer, they're stopping to look at something for just under 3 seconds.
Which is not a lot either.
not very long at all. But when they're scrolling on their phones, they're stopping for about 1.7 seconds.
Oh my God! Wow.
So
that's fascinating.
Needs to be very simple because people aren't looking at it very quickly.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So a lot of images and keeping it simple
Yes.
when you post Facebook, when you use any of the social media to advertise, and especially when you consider it on the mobile world, which that is a perfect example because yeah, Nex-Tech and TV is right there, and
Picture some bacon.
Right. What more is there to it? So this is a great example of what we talked about earlier with the screen and how it transforms. You can kind of see here.
So these are closer to your face.
Right.
Your brain perceives it as a bigger image, when obviously, in fact, it's much smaller.
Right.
So this is just important to keep in mind.
Yeah, so that was a great example of how it came up on the TV, and then it really basically zoomed in on the Facebook ad, and how you also see it in widescreen, so the entire screen is actually covered by that. You know, that's really interesting because I think that has changed a lot. I think that ads used to be much more just plugged into Facebook, and now they're a lot more aware, marketers are a lot more aware that they try to model it specifically for a smartphone. All right, so since we just talked about video or just saw video, that was the other big thing that was there. They always talked about video first,
Yes.
right?
Yep. This is a big thing for 2018.
Absolutely. So, and one example I think we can all relate to is when we used to travel or have any experience during the day, we used to send a text.
10 years ago was
yes.
kind of the time frame they were given here.
Yes, 10 years ago we used to send a text, and then we kind of started snapping pictures, and that was kind of the next cool thing.
5 years ago.
Right. And now most of the time we're actually taking a quick video of something. Oh, look, this is what we do. Actually, I was just visiting my family in Germany, and my sister got engaged. Woohoo! And when they came in to tell my parents, I knew, but my parents didn't. My future brother-in-law actually took out his cell phone immediately and captured it on video because he wanted to share it with his family, how they reacted. So that was the perfect example that, you know, back then maybe we sent a text, hey, we just got engaged. Then we maybe took a picture of the ring. Well, now they actually just took a video of how they told my parents. That was really cool. And the new big thing, 2018 and beyond that, is actually going to be virtual reality.
Yep.
And we see a lot of those devices come out. Here's an example of the video consumption and how it's gone up. And you can just see that by 2020, it's going to continue to go up. And a lot of the content is is video. This was an estimate by Cisco that by 2020, 75% of all mobile data will be video. And then that goes back to what you mentioned as far as the images. So it's not only that it's a shorter time frame, but also images are important.
Yeah, our brains are hardwired to process images much faster than text. Yeah. That's simple, easy to think about.
Right.
So that's another reason why these ads need to be image or video heavy and not a lot of text.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Interesting. And you can see that 50% of that video is consumed now on handheld devices, so tablets, smartphones. Again, back to our first point, mobile first. Yes. So I know this can be a challenge for, obviously, if you're a Facebook, it's easy to have a professional team develop videos all the time and post them. Yeah. If I'm a small business owner and I maybe have a boutique downtown, or I'm a dentist, that seems a little bit more challenging, a little bit more daunting. So how do I do that?
It's actually a lot easier than you might think, and don't be afraid of it, because I promise you it's really not that hard. Everybody has a smartphone, and they all take videos. So start there. It's really simple. Like this says, amateurs are welcome. In a little bit, we'll show you an example of something that we did that anybody could do. Like this says here, organic is welcome.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that means, organic?
Yeah. So
does that mean I buy an organic apple and take a video?
No. No.
I think I might have to drop a penny in the bad jokes.
Maybe later. But organic post is something you're not paying for. So when you go to your Facebook page as a business and you just make a post, you're not boosting it, you're not doing it as an ad, just an organic post. That's what organic is.
Okay.
So you're not boosting it, and so your organic reach then is how many people you've reached with this post by not paying for it.
Okay, so you can do organic, meaning you can just literally take a video with your cell phone and upload it?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, are there any other things that you might need to consider?
You might want a catchy caption.
Okay, gotcha. So something that's fun, that kind of makes your audience maybe stop and watch it.
Yes. Yep.
So like a costume contest, or something simple.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you had an example.
Yeah. So this is an example that we did just a few weeks ago for Wild West Fest. So we had a couple tickets we wanted to give away, and instead of just taking a picture of these tickets, I actually took a quick video. This is extremely simple. Let me tell you what I did. I pulled up a picture or a video on YouTube of a flag waving, and played that in the background, and I held these two tickets in front of my screen, took my smartphone, and took a quick video. I think this video was 5 seconds long.
And we can go back and replay it. Here you go.
See if it'll play.
Yeah. No, it's not.
That's all right. It was a quick video. It was just the flag waving in the background. But anyway, it was just a 5-second video. I didn't have to use any editing software. It was quick and easy. And then we got people to comment on it. So we ended up reaching, our video views was just over 1,000. 10-second views was 745. So we had a lot of comments on this, a lot of comments, and I didn't have to, jump into editing software. I didn't have to spend any money to promote it either.
So really pretty simple. Everybody can do it, especially with organic things. And what's kind of neat is there's a lot of data on that as well, right?
Yes, and this is pretty skinny for data.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about that later on, but I do want to highlight that because I don't know that a lot of our viewers know how detailed the data is on not just Facebook, pretty much any digital marketing. Okay, and so here's another example, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So this was a sponsored post. This is not organic. This is a campaign that we launched through, Facebook Ads Manager. So we did pay for this. So we launched this a little under a month ago. We've paid $40 for it. This is just talking about our current residential promo. Not important what she's saying, I suppose. But we've had just under 500 clicks on it in less than a month.
Clicks, not just views.
Right.
So
clicks.
people actually clicking on it.
We've actually impressions, which is people that it's been in their newsfeed. That was 17,000. That's a huge number.
Yes.
And that's a relevancy score of 9. And then the cost per click is 8 cents.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like it's super cheap. And I have way more metrics than I've even mentioned. I can.
Great.
Yep.
So really, basically the gist is do video and don't be afraid to do video. So obviously this is a little bit more professional ad. So if you wanted to do a more professional ad, is Nex-Tech can do that for you? Is that right?
Absolutely. This is the same spot that we run on TV. So we didn't put any extra, editing or any money,
Great.
extra money into making it a
Great.
Facebook post.
So that's the other takeaway from this is that you really can, if you already have a TV
Yes.
spot, you can take that and you can put that on Facebook. And there's a couple tricks to it that can make it really pop. And again, we can help you with that. Our team, we have a team of specialists that can really knows what they're doing and can help you make it pop. But at the same time, you can reuse a lot of the video if you already have.
Absolutely.
Or you can just grab your cell phone and take some video and post it on Facebook.
Yep.
Great. Fantastic. So since we talked about video, we want to talk about content marketing. That's a buzzword right now in marketing, has been for a while. If you're not doing content marketing, you are missing the boat.
So what is content marketing, Olga?
Okay, so content marketing basically means that you are using your content, and posting it across all platforms. It basically is more of an indirect form of marketing because you're not posting your product.
It's not super pushy.
Correct.
Yeah.
You are basically creating content, interesting content. Really the key to it is make it relevant, make it interesting to your audience, and it helps with a lot of things. It's not direct selling. It's really more things that have nothing to do with your products you're selling. Does that sound like an accurate description?
I would agree.
Do you have anything to add?
I was just kind of thinking maybe to give some examples of content marketing, like blog
Sure.
posts.
Sure.
You know, just really informative articles on your page, videos.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. Okay, before we go there, we are going to talk a little bit, give you some more examples on how to do it, and we're going to talk a little bit on how to create content and also why it matters. But before we go there was an interesting statistics we heard that I wasn't really quite aware of. I guess I'm not in the field as much as you were. I remember you were sitting next to me. You said, yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that
So
statistics?
what this means is 2% of the audience is reached when you're doing an organic post. This is the not boosted, the not paid ad. And this is because this is the way Facebook is doing it now. It used to be 5-10 years ago. I guess we haven't really had Facebook that long. Let's say 5 years ago. Facebook would definitely put, businesses post in your news feed. We didn't have to pay anything for it. It was great. The world was great.
Okay.
Well, Facebook has changed this now, and they want people to pay to
Right.
show our posts.
Because there's so much on Facebook, posted on Facebook.
Exactly.
all the
And so
time.
Facebook is trying to make the viewer's experience, better. And they're going to put that person's friends posts in front of ours, of course. And
Right.
so that's why back to our point that if it's a pay to play world
Okay,
is
very good.
the big key here.
Good.
If you want your content to be seen, your post to be seen, you're probably going to have to pay for it, and not necessarily
Okay.
a lot. You can boost a post for $5 and
Gotcha.
get it in front of 2,000 people.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
Facebook wants you to pay for it. So.
Gotcha. So just a side note to keep in mind. So you might ask if you have to pay for them and if a lot of it is pay to play, why would you still have to do content marketing? Why would you still have to do organic posts? And keep in mind that content marketing is not necessarily always the same thing with organic. You can still do content marketing and keep it boosted and pay for it. But so why would you have to do that? We have a couple examples. We mentioned a couple of things. First of all, it really gives your company personality. It shows that there's people working and it's not just about your products. It really boosts engagement with your customers. And they were talking a lot at the conference about how the marketing world has changed and advertising has changed because people are not buying a product anymore. They're really buying into a brand. And part of that is that if you do it well, all of your customers might become influencers that then carry on their profits for your brand and for the message that you have, right?
That's free marketing.
Yes,
you're not-
absolutely,
Not paying these
absolutely.
people to go say good things about your brand, but if you're doing a good job, they'll do it for you and they'll do it for free. So
And if you provide them with things that they care about, that's the key here with the content marketing. If you provide them with things that they care about, then they will continue the message.
and make
That's
it easy for
really
them to
the key.
find it.
Yes, absolutely.
Put it where they're looking for it.
Yes, absolutely. And we got a couple examples from Nex-Tech, actually.
Yeah.
I thought those are great examples because ice cream has nothing to do with Nex-Tech. We do not sell ice cream.
No, we don't. Fun fact.
Yes. Can you tell us a
So,
little bit about that?
Yeah, this was actually just a post we did 3 days ago. 4 days ago, maybe. So this was National Ice Cream Day. I just did a quick Google search and found like weird random holidays, pretty much what I did there. So the post says, Happy National Ice Cream Day. Comment below with your favorite flavor and toppings and you could win this handy dandy cooler. This cooler cost us probably $1. I don't know. So we don't have a whole lot invested in this. And again, this is an organic post. We did not pay to boost this. But because we're asking a question and we're giving something away, that gives us a high engagement. We had, if you look here, between this post and the ones that were shared, comments, 227 comments on the post. 16 people shared it.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It is super crazy.
For a cooler.
It really is.
For ice cream.
Yeah. And so the reach is incredible. We reached twice as many people that even follow our page.
Wow.
And we didn't pay a dime for this.
And the most important piece about it, again, this has nothing to do, this is not selling our services. This is really just doing something fun, something engaging, and something that people care about. Ice cream, people care about that. So it does not always have to be, you know, your heavy hitter, very direct or aggressive marketing. A lot of it is just about showcasing your people, showcasing the ideas your people have. We actually have a lot of customers that have had great ideas for contests, and that's how they engage their customers. And it was just a way to have fun.
Absolutely. A double bonus to this is if people like or comment on any post of yours, that tells Facebook that that viewer, that person, is interested in your posts, your content. So because these 227 people commented on this post, that tells Facebook that they like Nex-Tech. They like content and posts from us. And so maybe my next 5 posts will go in front of those viewers even more.
Great.
That really helps with our organic posts and our reach.
Gotcha.
So,
Very cool.
Extra secret bonus.
Cool. So there's another example of that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this is something we've been partnering with Serves with. We call it Thankful Thursday. Every Thursday we pick a business organization around town and we go deliver snowballs and not coupons anymore, and cups with like coupons and things in it. And so this was a couple weeks ago. We picked the United States Postal Service mail carriers. It's been hot out, and we actually had several nominations for this. And that's another part of it. People comment on these posts and message us directly to nominate people, which is good for us.
So more engagement.
Extremely engaging. So this reached 2,300 people.
Cool.
48 likes, which is good. 10 shares. So this is just another engaging piece of content that doesn't cost us anything.
Yeah, and again, it has really nothing to do with the services we're
not
providing.
At
all. It's not always about directly selling your services.
Yes.
A lot of the content marketing is really to just, again, show who you are, show what you stand for, give back to the community, and a lot of those things. And I know all of our businesses out there do that, so this is just a way to highlight that.
Definitely.
Cool. Okay, so a lot of the things, the next thing that was big at the conference was put your audience first, and this really ties into a lot of the things we already talked about, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but I did want to just kind of mention a couple of things, and we talked about that, pick them up where they're at, so smartphones on mobile, on social platforms.
And it's important to look at where your demographic is. You know, if you're a company targeting really, really young, you know, maybe 18 to 24, maybe you should be on like Snapchat. That's where young people are.
Facebook is out already, right?
Or Twitter, you know. But if your target demographic is, you know, maybe 40 plus, Facebook, yes, and maybe look where they are. Maybe Home and Garden's website. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just have to go where your customers are, and knowing your demographic is a huge part of that.
And you mentioned that make it easy for them to find you and your business and your services. Absolutely. The other thing that's really, really big in marketing now is it used to be, you know, you constantly have those ads, and a lot of it was repetition. There's really a huge shift in marketing to make marketing, almost advertising, kind of fly under the radar. You you don't want people to realize that they're being advertised to, because you don't want to interrupt them. Because who does not hate to try and read something online and you have all these pop-ups for advertising? You don't go buy stuff from those people. It's really, really annoying.
There's a lot of research that shows that when brands that do the pop-up ads over something you're trying to read, that people, you know, react negatively to the ad, and especially to the brand. Which is not good.
Yeah,
so don't do it.
Exactly. So don't interrupt.
Yes.
Instead, what is a better way to do it?
You want it to kind of blend in almost. The native marketing is putting relevant ads where people, you know, would expect to see that type of an ad.
Okay.
So one example I saw was, it was an article. I don't even remember the website, but it was an article about like pairing beer and cheese, different beers and cheese. And so then like halfway down the article was just a little graphic, It looked like it was part of the article put there, and it was an ad from Guinness, and it was like pictures of like cheese and beer, and almost looked like it belonged there. It did look like it belonged there. That's native advertising.
Oh, great.
The reader was not interrupted. They weren't, they weren't bothered by this ad, but Guinness got to do a little bit of marketing there.
That almost reminds me of like product placement in TV shows,
exactly.
but in the digital world. One of the presenters was talking about how he bought a pair of pants, and you're laughing because we talked about it earlier. And so afterwards, he got advertisement from that company. And he said what annoyed him about it was not the advertisement, but the fact that it was kind of not really tailored towards him, because they kept advertising the same pair of pants
that
and
he already bought.
Yes. So he kept saying, "Why are they showing me the same pair of pants that I already bought?"
Yeah.
And he said if they had shown him a shirt maybe that goes along with the pants, he would have maybe bought it. But because they kept showing him pants, he just got annoyed and has a negative image of that brand now.
Remarketing is really cool. We're living in an age where you can do that. That's really awesome. But there's a key to it. There's a trick to it.
There has to be some relevance to
And
it.
that
Yes.
was a win-fail.
Right. So the last thing we want to leave you with is data, and everything that we talked about today. The cool thing about this digital revolution of marketing is that in comparison to what it used to be, now it is completely, entirely trackable.
So trackable.
Everything you do online or in the digital world has metrics to it and can be tracked. So do it.
Yep, more than you could ever want.
Yes. I will say that this is not my strong suit because there's a lot of these acronyms.
Yep.
Aubree's a lot more versed in them.
A little bit. They can be really tricky, and like I said, there is a lot of them. This is probably a quarter of the different metrics that are possible with any kind of ad. So what these stand for is CTR is click-through rate. So this is when people click on your ad. This is the number of people that have gone through to the next page. Cost per click is how much you paid for all those people clicking through to the next ad.
Gotcha.
CPM is cost per impression, which is a little misleading, but that's just cost of how many people view that
saw
ad.
that ad.
And then cost per engagement, which is how many people actually engaged and really absorbed that ad.
Yeah, or either liked it or something like that, right? So these, as Aubree said, this is just a really small subset, and this is just this can be for your SEO search. This could be for your website analytics. This could be for Google, for Facebook, for anything. Before you get overwhelmed, know that there's people to help you. People like Aubree, whose job it is to know all these. So. Whenever you get to that point, make sure you involve somebody who really knows what they're doing, because otherwise it can just become very overwhelming. And if you don't know your metrics and you're not using it, you're really missing out on the whole point of doing digital marketing. So that's what we have for you today about the digital marketing trends of 2018. If you have any questions, our contact information is on the screen, and feel free to reach out to any of them. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon for our next webinar. Remember, in August, it will be about setting a budget for your marketing.